I've accompanied people in their learning for 28 years now, and I'm really honored to speak at this next stage of your journey. I know you want to speak. So just take a few minutes to talk to you. Years of therapy. At this moment in time, I hope the title of mine is Whee! And the end is Wow! What hopes and fears do you think your parents had for you before you were born? You go to a training group, you have no idea what's going to happen. Do you know the call to action in the Star Wars?
It was a long time, but not régen volt valami.
You must be about my age then. His conclusion was that underneath all the stories in all the cultures in the world, there is the same pattern. What is the call to adventure for me now? Do you think that will lead you to the same old story? But in the end, it's the story I tell and the emotion I link to that which will determine how well I experience my life. So, for instance, who's seen The Matrix? The first one? People who've heard me speak before can't answer this question. You see ones and zeros going over the screen, and actually in that, you already know the whole movie. Does that make sense to you? Or will it open the door to transformation for you? One of the questions for you is, who were your mentors? I didn't like him very much, but he was a great mentor. And he looked at me and he said, I wouldn't do that. Why don't you run? A lot of mentors are very, very annoying. They realize that to be able to change, they not only need ambition, they also have to deal with their pain. And they start realizing the consequences of the decision to go to coaching. And then suddenly they go, no. Until you really take a decision, like you did, the moment was there. Were you going to open that door or not to deal with going away and starting your own? At first they say, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that, and they have huge ambitions. Like you. We had a little talk before. A mentor gives you a tool like Arthur got. The sword. Harry Potter got the invisibility cloak. And you got your jacket. And you're wearing it. Messages in crappy movies. I sit in airplanes a lot, so I see a lot of crappy movies. One of the questions for you is, how do you deal with the power in your life? Do you actually stand up and take the journeys by the horns and stand here as the first person where you should stand? Life asks of you is, what will you keep in your life and what will you cut out? What is the essence that you want to keep? What is the main lesson that you got from your mentor that is still valid for you today to be able to go back to the light? And usually people go back to the light because they remember the lessons the mentor gave them. And goes, Muriel James goes, so? And then Muriel James goes, and then? And the client goes, But in truth, I think in our professions, and maybe in our lives, the biggest legacy we can give is love. So the last question I will ask of you is, what legacy do you want to leave behind? How will you have made the world a better place at the end of your journey?